Every day, Jade still has to take the drug that disabled her children, an epilepsy medication called sodium valproate. It's been linked to birth defects in thousands of babies whose mothers were prescribed the drug in pregnancy but never warned of the risks, something Jade has struggled to live with.
I was really sectioned. I didn't want to be here anymore. I felt like a failure. I shouldn't be a mum because I blame myself. Even though I knew I asked all of the right questions, it doesn't take away that guilt because I took it, and I would never have took it if I knew that. I just trusted the doctors. I did what they told me to do.
The story of sodium valproate dates back decades and includes a number of troubling chapters. Medical evidence ignored by regulators and governments, doctors dismissing patients' concerns, and even when safety guidelines were finally updated, some women were given their drugs in blank prescription boxes without the required pregnancy warnings. The result, up to 20,000 children like Tyler, born with fetal valproate spectrum disorder, which can include speech and language delay, autism, heart defects, mobility problems and deformities in the spine or limbs.
I have autism, learning disability and fetal valproate syndrome. It's been very hard. I've struggled so much.
All three of Jade's children have signs of exposure.
Devastating because it's rewritten their lives, especially Tyler. He'll never have a meaningful job and not be able to support himself. There's a lot that's been taken away from Tyler. It's even things like, I don't like saying it, but is he even going to have the opportunity to get married, have kids, things like that? And I don't like saying it out loud, but that's realistic. And it's not fair. Or because I wasn't told. It's a huge scandal, it's a huge injustice, and it needs to be put right, doesn't it?
But putting it right has proved to be politically complicated. The battle for financial redress stretching on for years. In 2020, an independent review found that babies had been avoidably harmed and recommended the government compensate those affected. 4 years later, another report by the Patient Safety Commissioner set out exactly how the scheme could work, including making quick interim payments. But the 1-year anniversary came and went without a single penny being paid. The report's author telling us,
"My message to the government 1 year ago was get on with it. And although the government has changed, my message remains the same."
That was 6 months ago. Now Parliament has risen for its summer recess with still no announcement being made.
Can I just say, Lisa, that the weight of the anxiety that this is causing on families is utterly ridiculous, and I think they've got to realise in there just what that weight feels like.
Janet and Emma both have disabled children and are long-time campaigners on sodium valproate. They claim one reason for the delay is because the previous government only had the money for one compensation scheme.
So we have spoke to a senior member of the Conservative government, and in that conversation it was stated that it was actually a toss-up between sodium valproate and contaminated blood. And to think that that was their thinking, to pit people's families up against each other, that is just abhorrent. These are real children with disabilities, real adults, real lives. We're not just data.
Now we have a Labour government. Are you worried that that might be their thinking too?
Yes.
Yeah, definitely, because of how things have gone since this Labour government came into power. As a Labour supporter, this is not the socialist government that we expected to be in charge. We get the impression that they don't want to do this because they're frightened as to how much this may cost.
The government says it's working at pace. What do you say to that?
The government needs to get a move on because they've been working at pace for the longevity of this campaign, and it is just an insult.
Their frustrations are shared by this Labour MP who's been calling for compensation ever since she arrived in Parliament.
Did you think a Labour government would be the turning point?
I'm confident a Labour government will be the turning point, and I'm frustrated that we're not there already. Every day we're a day older than we were yesterday, and for these parents that means they're a day closer to not being able to support their children. This isn't about whether or not we pay, or it's more a case of when, and the right thing to do is to pay up now, because ultimately many of these children are growing up and going to be relying on the state for the care anyway.
You've been pushing for answers in Parliament. Are you being fobbed off?
I'm not happy with the answers I'm currently getting from government. I feel like I'm getting a stock answer repeatedly, and I think it's time to stop buying time and to start, basically putting right what's been done wrong for decades.
We asked the government for an update on when the compensation scheme will be set up. And a spokesperson for the Department for Health told us they are fully focused on how best to support patients and prevent future harm. They added, this is a complex area of work and the government is carefully considering the Patient Safety Commissioner's recommendations in full. A health minister has committed to providing a further update, but campaigners say that after months and years of waiting, any more delays are getting hard to swallow. Leisha McNally, ITV News.